Hey guys, hello and welcome, TonyBing here. So for this particular video we'll be having a look at the test centre release for Blade. Now having a quick look at him, he does look relatively the same as his live version. It's really when we get to the traits things begin to mix up a little bit there and get a bit more interesting. So I'll cover the three sections: Vampire Hunter, Tools of the Trade, then Talents and Traits. I will also put a hyperlink in the description if you want to jump to each particular section. The section with things do really get interesting are talents and traits, so if you're used to playing Blade, you know most of these skills, feel free to just scroll down and jump to that section right now. But let's have a look at the Vampire Hunter section anyway. Okay, so with this section we're starting off with Hack and Slash, which is just his standard basic melee skill. It's the same there in regards to when the serum is active, you get your damage boost and your attack speed boost as well there. We then have his dash, and it's now got dodge rating with it for a 5-second buff. The cooldown's 4 seconds with your max free charges. And then you have your serum, which is just the same idea really. It's a big long tooltip there, I'll leave you to read it, and if you played Blade you know how the serum works anyway. And then next up we have Glaive Orbit, which is just the same again there. And then we have Whiplash, same idea. This will still do Grievous Wounds, same as before. You've still got your 4 Grievous Wound skills: Glaive Orbit, Whiplash, Winter Kindling, and also Unleash Glaive. But next up in the Vampire Hunter tree we have Any Means Necessary, which is your melee spender. So when the serum is active on this, you get your damage bonus and your speed bonus as well. And then finally in this tree we have a Party Crasher, so doing Vulnerability, 8-second cooldown, 2-second Terrify. Now, I've been so long since I played Blade on live, I'm not sure if the animation has changed in this. I think it has, so I will showcase it anyway before moving on to Tools of the Trade. There we go, I'm pretty certain that red glow there is new. It does look nice. If it's not new then I've really missed it on live, so it's been a while since I've played them, but regardless, yeah, that really does look quite nice. So what we'll do in just a moment then is we'll have a look at the Tools of the Trade section. Now for this section, like the last one, things will be very similar to not yet looked at the traits that modify things. So you've got your with Winter Kindling, which is doing your Grievous Wounds as usual, and then you have your main range spender Pump Action with Serum inactive. You look at a damage bonus of 25% and a critical and brutal damage rating of 25% as well there. And then you have that basic spender Hand Cannon, and when serum is active, 25% damage bonus and 25% critical and brutal damage. We then have our old trusty UV grenade there, 10% vulnerability on it. And then we have Stake Thrower, which is just the same with the execute and damage versus bleeding. And Toxin Loaded Gauntlets, Grievous Wounds, it does an extra 25% or 25% damage received from Grievous Wounds powers, I should say there. And then we have a 4th Grievous Wounds skill, Unleash Glaive. And then finally in Tools of the Trade tree we have My Namesake, which is Blade's range signature. Now you're possibly noticing we've ran over these two trees, we're actually missing quite a lot of skills, but this is where the next section gets interesting and we have a look at the traits. Okay, so now we have his talents and traits, and this is where things really start to get mixed up and get a bit interesting. So first off, if we look at Born to Strife, this is his trait and it's critical hit chance 3%, his archetype is Fighter, and that means he gains extra bonus damage from both strength and fighting, so that would be physical and basic attacks there. And then we have Bloodlust. This works the same as it would on live. You've got Thirst, Starving and Serum, and the 3 of them all work together to give you various different buffs. And then for his actual defense type, the archetype is versatile and he has a bonus multiplier on defense and also dodge. And something a lot of Blade fans have wanted for a long time, he has Close Quarters, which is when you hit with a melee power, damage reduction 8%. So that's brilliant, it's great to see that in his kit at last. Now this first trait line is very similar to live. It's basically his specs as used to be in live. So you've got the more damage one, Never Sated. You've got the one that resets non-signature skills, Steady Regimen, and then you also have In Control, which will make you really tanky as well there. Now for the second line we have Psychoactive Pheromones. So with this, Toxin Loaded Gauntlets and Hyper Toxin Grenades Death Explosion causes enemies to be terrified for 3 seconds. And then next up we have precision strikes, critical hit chance 25% for basic powers. So this will be affecting hand cannon and both hack and slash. So given the fact he's a fighting type of hero who gains bonus from basic skills as it is, we could be on something by looking at that particular thing. I'm very interested in this particular node here. And then the final one in this line we have Indomitable Hunter. So when you hit with a melee power you regenerate 292 health there. For the third trace line, Ruthless Efficiency, my namesake gains the following effects. So when you use the range zig here, you're gaining 25% of max spirit. It's nice, but with the Infinity system I'm not sure how much we're going to need options like this. And next up, Killing Strokes. So my namesake transforms into Killing Strokes. So that'll transform into the old melee sig you're used to. We'll activate that so you can see it. There we go, there's it changed there. And then finally you have Patient Hunter. So my namesake gains the following effects: damage bonus 50%, and cooldown increased by 10 seconds there. So that's quite an interesting option. You can choose to take the cooldown up and also increase damage way up by 50%. So for the fourth trait line we've got Hyper Toxin Grenade, and this means that toxin loaded gauntlets, which we can see just here, would change into Hyper Toxin Grenade. So we'll activate it, and there we go, we can see that there. And then next up is Deadly Aim. So Stake 4 gains the following effects. This was possibly being stripped from live, so it's a little pity to see it a trait, but it's only day 1 in TC here. So Stake 4 will then gain a bleed. Let's see if it shows in the tooltip. It actually doesn't, so that's interesting. Okay, and then the third one in this line we have Stake Through the Heart. So Stake 4 transformed into Stake Through the Heart. So really with a lot of these traits it's changing range skills into melee, melee into ranged, and vice versa there. There we go, we can see that changing. So it's still got the execute on it, which is very nice. And then we're on the fifth line here, we've got Vibranium Batteries. So with UV Grenade it gains the following effects: pulses an additional 2 times at half damage. So we'll actually activate so we can show this off. Now I do believe it takes a couple of times to ramp up, which might be a bit of a bug. Well, there we go, we got 2, but we should be getting 3. Let's try it once more. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3. There we go, that's pretty nice, I do like that. I'll be considering that in a build I choose. And next up we have Fearsome Arsenal. So Stake Thrower actually gains max charges, and it's the same with Toxin Loaded Gauntlets, and the same with actually UV Grenade as well there, so that is interesting. We'll activate it. We can put these skills here. So it is Stake Thrower, Toxin Loaded Gauntlets, and this one here. There we go, and we can see all the charges, so you can let them build up. If you're going to a particular boss and you want to kind of fire them all off at once, we'll activate Serum to get rid of that visual effect there. So there we go, that's very nice. And we've got that there as well. And then if we got close, that's a whole lot of punching we're doing there. I do like that, that's pretty nice and could open up some options. And then finally we have Life of the Party. So apply Life of the Party to allies while you're in combat. Party Crasher deals double damage to enemies in the centre of its area, and it also offers the strengthened buff as well. So damage 10%, crit hit rating multiplier 10%. We'll activate this and we'll jump in. Don't know if the animation will be any different, but let's see. There we go. Not sure if it's different, but I still do like that. I'm pretty sure it's been updated, that animation. Let's see one final time. Yeah, lovely. Great. Right, so overall I've looked at a few of the actual heroes before doing anything on them, and not a lot's changed on Blade, but he's gained close quarters, which is really nice. He's got the potential maybe a basic build as well now. He's got the UV grenades and he's got the charges on these, so nice changes. It's definitely a good start. So I hope you enjoyed this particular video. These ones will be they'll be relatively bare bones because I don't want to spend too much time on them because there's so many heroes to cover, but hopefully I've kind of given you a little taster of what the hero could potentially play like, and I'll see you again soon for another video.